So my name is Thanh Bui. I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam. I'm the project operations manager from GaneshAID. It's been a privilege, a pleasure for me to have been working with you, some of you, on our innovations together to help our countries. So this is my first time ever here in Benin, in Cotonou. And this is a beautiful and nice country, very peaceful. And please let me remind you that Benin used to face a deadly disease, a epidemic back in 18th and 19th centuries. But thanks to a medical innovation, many lives in Benin and millions of others across the world were saved, and then the disease was then eradicated. So can you guess what disease and what innovation I'm talking about? Any guess? This is not a hard guess at all. This is easy. I heard polio. I heard something else. And is there anything else? Malaria. Okay. Is there anything else? Any other disease? Exactly, smallpox. Kudos, smallpox. Yes, I'm talking about smallpox and smallpox vaccines. So I know that many of you have heard this famous story about smallpox vaccine before because we're living in immunization world. But I would like to take you to this journey through innovation life cycle, from sparking an idea through an impact, a widespread impact of a scale-up solution with smallpox vaccine as an example. Okay, so this is our story. So our story began in the 18th century in rural England. And in the screen here, you see Dr. Edward Jenner, a country doctor. So someday he spotted something peculiar. A milkmaid lady, a milkmaid, who had contracted cowpox before. Cowpox is a very much milder disease than smallpox. She contracted this cowpox, but then it seems she's immune to smallpox. So this observation sparked an idea. So can exposure to cowpox protect us from smallpox? So this marked the first phase of his innovation cycle, the ideation phase. We identify a problem, and then the innovator imagine a solution. Coming to the next phase, actually, you just experienced that phase, prototyping. So Jenner's curiosity led him to conduct a series of experiments. So the first experiment happened in 1796. So he extracted some material from cowpox sore from a milkmaid, and then he inoculated this into an 8-year-old boy. Weeks later, they waited, but the boy never developed the disease. So this is the first case of the vaccine. So what is our lesson here in the first two steps is that we need to foster ideation, we need to create an environment where all ideas are welcome, even if they are so unconventional. And by encouraging curiosity and observation, we can see that these can lead to very groundbreaking innovations and ideas that can happen in the future. Moving into the next phase, we have the screening and selection phase. So what did Jenner do? With initial success, he faced challenges in convincing the medical community and also the public of his findings. What he did next was meticulously documented all his experiments and results and published them in 17 1998. Of course, what do you think what he get? His work was met with skepticism, but of course also a lot of interest. So in this phase, he had to do a lot of rigorous testing and validation. And Jenner's methods was scrutinized and replicated and eventually accepted. The idea of using cowpox to prevent smallpox was proved to be safe, effective, and had the potential to scale up to widespread use. So this is a kind to our modern day clinical trials, where the new vaccines will undergo extensive testing before going to the public. Now let's move to the next phase, development and implementation. Once Jenner's ideas, vaccines have been accepted, the next steps was develop a method that can be used for widespread uses. So initially, the vaccine will administer arm-to-arm inoculation. That means that they would take the material from a vaccinated person to inoculate others. But now they do not do that anymore. They will use the vaccine produced using the cow lymph, for greater distribution. So you see, the vaccine development phase is a testament of how important it is for us to collaborate and to innovate. And despite many setbacks and resistance, the vaccine were refined, improved for widespread adoption. And can you guess what's the next phase? We need to scale it up. So the final phase is a scale-up phase. In 20th century, WHO deployed a very ambitious campaign to eradicate smallpox globally. So this involves mass vaccination program with surveillance, with containment strategies. And this scale up required international collaboration, very significant funding, and also robust logistics. Many health workers had to go to the most remote areas, corners in the world, to make sure that even the most isolated communities will receive the vaccines. And you see here the group of residents receiving the vaccine. And actually, this was taken here in Cotonou, Benin, back in 1968. And the impact was profound. In 1980, in the WHO Assembly declared smallpox eradicated. This marks one of the most greatest moments of achievements in the public health history. What we can see here is that the eradication of the smallpox saved a lot of lives, millions of lives, and it demonstrated the power of innovation and collaboration. It showed that with the right strategies and commitments, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. And so you see Jenner's journey from his ideation to scale up. And actually, every innovation we are working on right now, and even in the future, will follow the very similar path from ideate to design, to prototype, to test, deploy, and then scale up, and we'll go back all over again. So in the screen, you will see a very simple version of the life cycle of innovation. It's an iteratory circle. We have to go from idea and design, prototype, and go back and forth. This is challenging, a very difficult process, as we mentioned earlier today. And over the next few days, we're going through this cycle together until the end of KLIC. We'll have some innovation in our pocket and we'll bring to our home country. And next year, when we meet again in KLIC 2025, we'll show our results to our colleagues here and just show them that, oh, this worked in my country. So you will see Innovation is a process of constant learning, adapting, evolving, improving. It's not a one-time event. This is a little more complex cycle that we can follow. So you can see it's a journey that continues. And as we continue to innovate immunization today, let's remember that every idea can be potential to save lives. And let's work together to turn these ideas into realities, and we can work together to make a healthier world, make our lives safer, healthier, bring everybody, can vaccinate every children, and make the world better. Thank you very much.